Hello everyone, welcome back to the 500 MCQ series of Drug Inspector exam. So today we will be discussing question number from 21 to 25. So let's move on to the first question of the day. The question is cephalosporins are made up of beta lactam and dash. A choice thiazolidine, B choice thiazine, C choice dihydrothiosin, D choice tetrahydrothiosin, and E choice thiazolidine. So basically the first thing you need to know, the two important beta lactam antibiotics are, one is penicillins, then cephalosporins. They are beta lactam antibiotics, cephalosporins. Now for both you need to remember the chemistry. So we have already told they are beta lactam. So in penicillins, so this is the beta lactam ring. In the case of penicillin, apart from this beta lactam, thiazolidine ring is also there. So basically penicillins are a combination of beta lactam and thiazolidine. So this ring is called as thiazolidine. Okay. Penicillins are a combination of beta lactam and thiazolidine, and together beta lactam and thiazolidine they are called as penum ring. Okay. So this ring, the fusion of this beta lactam and thiazolidine, the ring is called as penum ring. Okay. So this is the chemistry of penicillin. Penicillin contains beta lactam and thiazolidine rings, whereas cephalosporin is also a beta lactam antibiotic. So the beta lactam ring will be definitely there. So this is the beta lactam. Apart from the beta lactam, this ring is there, and the name of this ring is dihydrothiosin. So here in the case of cephalosporins, it is the fusion of beta lactam and the second ring is called as dihydrothiosin. Together this beta lactam, or the fusion of this beta lactam and dihydrothiosin, is called as C-Pharm ring. Okay. So penicillins, penicillins are fusion of beta lactam and thiazolidine, and the ring is called as penum, whereas cephalosporin is the fusion of beta lactam and dihydrothiosin. Together they are called as C-Pharm ring. So coming back to your question, cephalosporin are made up of beta lactam and dihydrothiosin. The correct answer for this question is C choice. Now coming to the second question of the day, as per the D&C Act, prescription drugs are included in. D&C is Drug and Cosmetics Act. So this is a simple question. The prescription drugs are basically Schedule H drug. The correct answer is C choice. Now a couple of points you need to remember with respect to the other choice. Let us take Schedule C. So Schedule C, you know that they are basically the list of biological products and special products. Biological products and special products like immunological products, antibiotics, then ophthalmic products, then parenteral products. So they are list of biological and special products like immunological, antibiotics, ophthalmic and parenteral, where the import, manufacture, sales and distribution, these are governed by some special provisions. They are governed by special provisions. So the import, manufacture, sales, distribution of these biological and special products are governed by some special provisions. So they belong to Schedule C category. Now coming to Schedule G, they are basically, you know that it is they are drugs, or the list of drugs. They are list of drugs to be used only under medical supervision. So they are list of drug to be used only under medical supervision. and in the label the word caution would be there. In the label the word caution would be there, okay, followed by a sentence, it is dangerous to take this prescription except under medical supervision. So this drug has to be taken only under medical supervision. In the label the word caution would be there, okay. And some of the examples you need to remember, which has come in the previous drug inspector exam. Insulin comes under schedule G, metformin comes under schedule G, they are anti-diabetic drugs. Glibenclamide belongs to schedule G. Tolbutamide, schedule G. Then the diuretic chlorothiazide belongs to schedule G. So couple of examples which has come in the previous exam, I have quoted it here. Insulin, metformin, glibenclamide, tolbutamide, chlorothiazide belongs to schedule G. Now schedule H, you need to remember a couple of points. Schedule H we have already told, it's a prescription drug. Schedule H, they are prescription drugs. Okay, that means these drugs has to be sold in retail only against a prescription issued by a registered medical practitioner, RMP, registered medical practitioner. That means this drug has to be sold on the prescription of a registered medical practitioner only, okay. Without the prescription it should not be sold. So in the label you need to of schedule H, you need to remember 2 points. On the left top corner the symbol RX would be there in the case of schedule H. The word warning would be there in the label, warning. So the word warning would be there in the label. Warning indicates it has to be sold on the prescription of a registered medical practitioner only. And some of the important examples which has come in the previous exams, you need to remember: allopurinol, dapsone, levodopa, clonidine. So they belong to schedule H category, okay. Now the opposite of prescription drug, the opposite of this prescription drug, they are called as non-prescription drugs. So schedule H is prescription, whereas the opposite of this is called as non-prescription drugs or OTC drugs. OTC drug, that is over the counter drugs. Okay, that means they can be procured, they can be bought without any prescription. We can buy it without any prescription, okay. So that is OTC drug or non-prescription drug. The common example you all know, the analgesics like paracetamol, antacids. There are a lot of drugs, antacids. Some of the examples which has come in the previous drug inspector exam, quoting it here: laxatives, vitamins, iron tablets. So they come under the category non-prescription drug or OTC drug. Another important point you need to remember is with respect to the schedule W. This has been come in the choice, schedule W. So they are list of drugs to be marketed only under generic name. So these drugs should be marketed only under the generic name. The examples include aspirin, analgin. So this also has come in the previous exam, ferrous sulfate. So these drugs should be marketed only under the generic name, ferrous sulfate, okay. Okay, so schedule W, these are drugs, list of drugs to be marketed only under the generic name: aspirin, analgin, ferrous sulfate. Now coming to schedule X. So schedule X, that means they are list of drugs whose import, manufacture, sales, labeling, packing, everything has to be governed by some special provisions. The import, manufacture, sales, labeling, packaging, everything has to be governed by some special provisions. And in the label, you need to remember, in the case of Schedule X, in the label, in the top left corner, the symbol XRX would be there. Also, the word warning would be there. Warning. Okay. Warning means it has to be sold by retail on the prescription of a registered medical practitioner only. Okay. So, the symbol XRX and the word warning would be there in the case of Schedule X. The examples of Schedule X, you know that narcotic drugs, psychotropic drugs, then barbiturates like phenobarbital, methylbarbital, barbiturate drugs, then the CNS stimulant like amphetamine, the dissociative anesthetic called as ketamine. So these are some of the important examples you need to remember with respect to Schedule X. So let's move on to the next question. Talc is chemically. So you know that talc is also called as talcum. Talc is also called as talcum. Okay. Now talc is chemically hydrated magnesium silicate. Talc is chemically hydrated magnesium silicate. The molecular formula is Mg3Si4O10OH twice. Okay. So talc is chemically hydrated magnesium silicate. You know that talc is given as a talcum powder, lubricant, thickening agent, and all those things. Okay. Now hydrated aluminum silicate, it is present in kaolin. Kaolin is also called as China clay. Okay. So kaolin or China clay is basically hydrated aluminum silicate. The molecular formula is Al2Si2O5OH 4 times. Okay. So this is what kaolin or China clay, which is hydrated aluminum silicate. Whereas zinc oxide and 0.5 ferric oxide, Fe2O3 is nothing but ferric oxide. So 99% zinc oxide and 0.5% ferric oxide, Fe2O3, is a component of calamine. Basically given for skin irritation or itching. Okay. Now SiO2 and Al2O3, especially 75 to 90% SiO2 plus 1 to 5% Al2O3, aluminum oxide. It's a component present in Kieselguhr, Kieselghur. Kieselguhr is also called as diatomaceous earth. So SiO2 Al2O3 is a component of Kieselguhr or diatomaceous earth. Now coming to the last choice, that is calcium carbonate, is also called as limestone. Molecular formula is CaCO3, and 98% of calcium carbonate is present in chalk. Okay, so chalk contains 98% calcium carbonate. Okay. So the correct answer for this question is hydrated magnesium silicate, choice B. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following alkaloid is a colored alkaloid? Which of the following alkaloid is colored? A choice betanidine, B choice berberin, C choice tylophorin, D choice sanguinarine, E choice all of the above. So the first thing you need to remember, alkaloids, they are colorless compounds. Alkaloids are generally colorless. However, some exceptions are there. Exceptions, that means some of the alkaloids are colored. The example you can remember with this mnemonic, best. B stands for berberin. The second B is betanidine. that is also colored alkaloid, beta-anidine. S stands for sanguinarine, then T stands for tylophorin. Okay, so this berberin, beta-anidine, sanguinarine and tylophorin, they are colored alkaloids. Now berberin is actually basically yellow in color, beta-anidine is red in color, sanguinarine is orange red in color or copper red, whereas tylophorin, you can remember this word yellow stands for yellow, tylophorin is yellow in color, yellow colored alkaloid. Okay, so the choice whatever given here is they are all beta-anidine, berberin, tylophorin, sanguinarine, they are all colored alkaloids. So the correct answer for this question would be E choice, all of the above. Let's move. Now coming to the last question of the day, which of the following receptor is not a GPCR? A choice 5-HT2, B choice GABA A, C GABA B, D choice muscarinic, E choice alpha and beta. So we know that what is GPCR? Yes, GPCR is G protein coupled receptor, So now basically you need to understand two things. The most abundant receptor is GPCR. Most abundant receptor is the G protein coupled receptor. G protein coupled receptor is also called as metabotropic receptor. Whereas the second most abundant receptor, ion channel receptor is also called as ionotropic receptor. This is the second most abundant receptor. So GABA, basically GABA, there is GABA A and GABA B. GABA B belongs to GPCR. GABA B belongs to the G protein coupled receptor, whereas GABA A belongs to the ion channel receptor. You can remember this mnemonic: bag. GABA B belongs to G protein coupled receptor, bag, you can remember, whereas here you can remember the mnemonic AI, artificial intelligence. GABA A belongs to the ion channel receptor, I for ion channel receptor. So GABA B belongs to GPCR, whereas GABA A belongs to the ion channel receptor. Now the serotonin receptors like 5-HT receptors, they are mainly GPCR receptors. 5-HT receptors like 5-HT1, 5-HT2, 5-HT2, 5-HT4, 5-HT5. These are all G protein coupled receptor, whereas 5-HT3 receptor, they are ion channel receptor. 5-HT1, T2, T4, T5 are GPCR, whereas 5-HT3 is a ion channel receptor. Now the adrenergic receptors like alpha receptor, beta receptor. In alpha itself you have alpha 1, alpha 2, beta you have beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. They are all G protein coupled receptor. Now coming to the cholinergic receptor, the muscarinic receptors. The muscarinic receptors are G protein coupled receptor, whereas the nicotinic receptors like NN receptor, NM receptor, they are all ion channel receptor, whereas muscarinic receptor is a G protein coupled receptor. Apart from that, you need to remember histamine. Histamine acts on histamine receptor. Histamine receptor is also a G protein coupled receptor. Also DAPS, dopamine receptor is also a G protein coupled receptor. Okay, now here the question is which of the following is not a GPCR? So 5-HT2 is a G protein coupled receptor, alpha beta is a G protein coupled receptor, muscarinic is a G protein coupled receptor. Now coming to GABA receptor, I asked you to remember the mnemonic bag, GABA B, bag. So GABA B belongs to GPCR, Okay, whereas GABA A, I asked you to remember the mnemonic AI, artificial intelligence. GABA A belongs to ion channel receptor. So here the question was not a GPCR, the answer will be definitely B choice, GABA A. So hope you understood this discussion session. So keep on watching our videos. Thank you.